Hello, my name is Michaelkhalif. I'm a member of Deaf to Our Problems, Birth to Our Nation. And we're having a fundraising campaign for this house that we're trying to get for disenfranchised kids. And I guess the reason why, you know what I'm saying, I got this gun to my head is because niggas gonna be interested. And when I sit down and I just talk about stats and statistics, people get bored, they get distracted. But Tupac said the only time they listen to a nigga is when he what? Clutching on a 45.
And who do you expect to send to this house, and you're opening up with such a dramatic statement such as holding a gun to your head? That's what we're trying to get our children away from. You bringing violence to them.
Well, the thing I would say, first of all, is that the kids who I'm trying to help, that we're trying to help with this house, they parents ain't sending them nowhere. Not sending them to the dentist, not sending them to school. They letting them just run out in the streets wild. So those are the type of kids that we feel like if we can help them perform better in math, science, and reading, if we can help them keep a decent haircut and keep a decent hairdo, that they will perform better. A lot of these kids are either been adjudicated or should be adjudicated. So to answer your question again, Queen, these kids need help and they're going to come regardless. Now, in terms of people who say, well, hey, me and my kid, we doing okay. Maybe his daddy ain't in his life, and some of these concepts I heard you talking about before, Mike, I want to support, but the gun is a little over the top. Well, the thing about it is when we come to the table and we say, well, who got a little bit of money for this? You know, don't nobody got no money for it. So it's like, okay, if you got a pistol on your back and then somebody say, well, let me give everything you got, you drop it and you give it. You see what I'm saying? If people want a nice car, they got money for it. But when it come time about let's doing this work in our community, ain't nobody got no money for it. And me personally as a black man, I'm just frustrated. So desperate times calls for what? Desperate measures, you know. You have any other questions, Queen?
So why a home? What is having a home going to do different than you can go to a community resource and use that building? Why do you want a home?
Well, the reason why we want a home is that sometimes in our community we talk about, well, the Chinese people got their act together, or the Mexicans got their act together, or the white people got their act together. But here in America, we ain't got our act together because we don't have no home. We don't have too many places where a person can just let their guard down and then feel safe and feel compassionate. Some of these other programs that you talked about or you alluded to, like YMCA or United Way or Urban Underground and whatnot, if a kid's basic needs can't be met, then taking him to the museum or taking him, you know what I'm saying, to the zoo is only going to go so far, especially when he got to go into the classroom and he might be sitting next to a student who mom and dad is doing what they're supposed to do, and this student got on name brand clothes and his clothes is dirty and his hair ain't cut. He becomes so much of a problem in the classroom because of the rib and the teasing where he causing fights or he's cracking jokes in order to divert, you know what I'm saying, the attention away from his poverty. So if we get this home, the haircuts, the free laundry, and then the grooming and the school supplies is directly related to seeing these young men and women who come from these impoverished backgrounds be able to go to school and eliminate some of the excuses.
So what is your basic need right now? We know you need the home, but can you get more specific?
Well, you know, once we get